Hello, I'm Alastair Singh-McCollum, incumbent of St John the Divine here in Victoria and Archdeacon for Tolmie in this wonderful diocese of islands and inlets. We've been asked to share with you for a few moments something of ourselves, not who we are as a priest or who we are as a bishop, though those things are tied up with who we are as people, but just something of our personal self. So I begin with something that is very much how I have been formed, and that is I am one of a blended family of 17 children of Irish and English origins. And that, I jokingly say, gave me some insight into group dynamics and conflict management from an early age, though I wouldn't have used those words. But actually what it really gave me is some insight into how much care and attention we need to pay to our relationships in order to create that sense of togetherness. Something I believe is found when the church is at its best, acting like a nurturing and caring family. I am a country boy. I was born in rural Devonshire in England. And when I left home, I found that for most of my adult life, I've lived in cities, in London and in Cambridge in the UK, and here in Victoria for the past 7 years. I joined the church at an early age. I joined by choice. Although we were initially sent off to Sunday school so mum and dad would have a quiet few hours on a Sunday morning, I stayed there. I stayed there attracted by the sense of community and of belonging. I stayed there attracted by the worship, and I stayed there attracted by a common seeking for where God was in the lives of faith that these people shared. After some time in the evangelical charismatic movement, admittedly mainly because I liked hugs and guitars perhaps, I found myself in the Anglican Church. And I found within the tradition of Anglicanism a depth and a breadth and a diversity that meant that people of many different backgrounds were welcome and able to engage with this ongoing search for finding God in all things. I continue to be attracted to the basis of Anglicanism in that balancing of scripture, reason, and tradition, all of it grounded in a life of prayer and spirituality, which gives us the spiritual energy we need to reach out to the world in love. I am still excited about this journey of discipleship, this following Jesus, because there's still so much for me to learn and still so many more people to invite into this dance of faith. I was surprised that within the candidate submissions, we weren't asked what sustained us, what gives us energy and life. Well, as you may have guessed, of course, family, friendships, community, but also, for me, music and art and poetry and movies and walking. And within my life, there is at the heart a prayer life that I have sought to cultivate over many years, both the discipline of the daily office, but also times of silence, times of reflection, times when we join together around the Eucharist, times when we share in word and sacrament. Within our Christian lives, there is much that we must be serious about and pay attention to. Within our world, there is much we must be serious about. The choice of bishop is a serious matter. The issues that confront us surrounding this pandemic are serious. The state of our world today is serious. But still, I believe we are sustained and uplifted by the joy which we are promised through our faith. A joy that's not just about happiness, but about that deep knowing of oneself as loved and longing to love the world. For Jesus said he came to bring life in all its fullness, and that life is that to which I still feel called to invite people. At the heart of all we are as Christians, I believe, is community. I love the church. As a friend of mine said some while ago, church is why I get up in the morning. That seeking after what it is to together be followers and sharers of the life of God. And all of this done as part of our love and service for the world. For love is what sustains and what guides us forward. Presiding Bishop Michael Curry of the Episcopal Church says, if it's not about love, it's not about Jesus, and if it's not about Jesus, it ain't gospel. And we have a gospel to proclaim. Together, I hope that we will continue to proclaim it to these islands and inlets with fullness of life. Thank you for the attention and the care you are giving to this discernment process, for your prayers for all of us who are nominated to this episcopal election. God bless you in your seeking and your finding.